In a quiet town where life moved slowly and everyone knew each other by name, a tragedy struck that no one could have predicted. A young woman was found dead in her apartment, and what police uncovered about her killer would shock the entire community. This wasn't just a murder. It was a story of obsession, betrayal, and the terrifying depths of the human mind, the kind of danger that hides in plain sight. Stay with us, because the truth behind this crime is darker and far more disturbing than anyone could imagine. Her name was Emily Harper, 28 years old, a bright, talented graphic designer with a warm smile that lit up every room she walked into. Emily had a small but tight circle of friends, a family who adored her, and a routine as normal as anyone's morning walks. Coffee from the corner cafe, work deadlines she always complained about but secretly enjoyed. Her life looked ordinary, peaceful, safe. But small shadows had already begun to slip into her world. Strange messages, unsettling moments, signs she dismissed as bad luck, coincidences, nothing serious. But these were the first hints of a darkness that was quietly closing in. Weeks before her death, Emily began noticing little things. Her front door slightly open when she was sure she locked it. Packages moved from where she left them. Her phone lighting up with strange calls from numbers she didn't know. And then, a feeling. That chilling sense of being watched, like someone was always one step behind her. Psychologists say stalking often begins with patterns like these, small intrusions, a predator studying their victim, learning routines, weaknesses, habits, and Emily. She was being watched more closely than she could ever imagine. It was a Friday night. Emily returned home around 9:12 p.m. According to the security camera in the building lobby, she looked tired, unaware that someone was following her from a distance. Every turn she made, every step she took, that person had already planned it. Inside her apartment, everything felt normal. She kicked off her shoes, dropped her keys, and turned on a lamp. But she wasn't alone. A noise from the hallway made her freeze, the soft creak of floorboards. Emily called out, but no one answered. In the shadows, someone waited. Someone she knew. Someone who had unlocked her door earlier that evening, a familiar face, hidden behind obsession and rage. What happened next would never be fully reconstructed. There were signs of a struggle, overturned furniture, the desperate fight of a woman trying to survive. And sometime between 9:30 and 9:50 p.m., Emily Harper's life was violently taken. The next morning, Emily's friends grew worried. She hadn't shown up for work, hadn't answered calls, hadn't posted her usual messages. A neighbor noticed her mailbox overflowing and reported a welfare check. When officers arrived, the door was locked, but the silence inside was unsettling. They forced entry. What they found was chilling. Emily lay motionless on the floor of her living room. The apartment was quiet, disturbingly quiet. But as investigators examined the scene, the clues began to reveal a horrifying timeline. Signs of forced manipulation, but not forced entry. Emily's phone wiped clean. Digital traces altered. This wasn't random. Whoever did this knew her home, knew her life, and they tried to erase their steps, but failed. Investigators first suspected a stranger, a burglar, an intruder. But the evidence told a different story. Texts, voicemails, deleted messages recovered by cyber forensics. They pointed to someone Emily trusted. Someone she had recently cut out of her life, a colleague, a friend, a man named Aaron Clark. Aaron had worked with Emily for nearly 3 years, At first, he seemed harmless, friendly, even helpful. But coworkers noticed small things: the way he lingered too long near her desk, how he always found reasons to talk to her, how he became irritated when she spent time with others. When Emily distanced herself, he didn't take it well. And when police checked the building's security footage, there he was, minutes before the murder, standing at the entrance, watching her. The truth was undeniable. With evidence piling up, detectives moved swiftly. They traced Aaron's phone to the area of Emily's apartment the night she was killed. Neighbors reported seeing a man matching his description leaving the building in a hurry. When investigators questioned him, Aaron's calm demeanor cracked. At first, he denied everything. Then he deflected. Then he broke. A single mistake in his digital cover-up linked him directly to the crime detectives moved in. Police arrested Aaron Clark in the parking lot of his workplace, the same place where he had spent years quietly cultivating an obsession. For the community, the realization was devastating. The killer was not a monster hiding in the shadows. He was someone who smiled every day, someone familiar, someone trusted. Experts called this case a textbook example of obsessive fixation gone deadly. Aaron displayed traits common among stalkers: obsessive attachment, difficulty accepting rejection, inflated sense of entitlement, belief he was owed attention, escalating attempts to control and insert himself into Emily's life. Psychologists explain that many crimes like this begin subtly, with unwanted attention, repeated coincidental encounters, monitoring social media, or inserting themselves into daily routines. Victims often dismiss the signs because the danger feels impossible, especially when the threat comes from someone they know. Emily's story is a terrifying reminder of that truth. She was found dead. And the truth about her killer shocked everyone. But beyond the tragedy, this case leaves us with a chilling lesson. Pay attention to the signs, trust your instincts. Never ignore what feels wrong. Because sometimes, the people we trust the most can hide the darkest secrets. What would you have done differently if you were in Emily's place? And how many other secrets lie hidden in plain sight, just waiting to be uncovered? Emily's story is haunting, a reminder that evil often hides in the familiar. And if this case taught us anything, it's this: trust your instincts, protect your peace, and never ignore the signs that something isn't right. There are countless stories like this. Stories buried in police files, hidden in small towns, forgotten by time. But here we bring them to light. If you want more real crime stories, psychological breakdowns, and deep investigations like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and join us every week as we uncover the truths most people never get to hear. Stay safe, stay aware, and remember, the darkest secrets are always closer than you think.